from a different perspective, more of a combination of municipal and private sector experience, seeing how things are done on both sides and looking and trying to extrapolate some of the private sector process over into the municipal budget, understanding that there are limitations such as the minimum budget requirement and so forth. It's a new way of looking at things. As I said earlier, this was perhaps the most challenging budget year that I've experienced since my first budget as mayor. But it's also, as Henry showed on that one slide about economics, it's about making the tough decisions and prioritizing and realizing that there's not money for everything. And the wish list is always good to have, but we're at a disadvantage because we don't have the ability to pull back on the wish list like we do for department heads. We look at, as I said, Saturday morning, we cut the department head requests, an additional, because Henry had already cut some of it, an additional $2.2 million because we were concerned about the requests and the added positions that I said flat out, no new positions unless they're absolutely critical. And I said, if you want a new position, you better put in writing a justification for those positions. And the justifications were good, but they were wishes. We want to do this, we want to do that. I didn't get one justification that said, I can't run my department without this person because of this, that, and the other. So we pulled them back. It's nice to be able to do those things, but maybe this year is not the year to implement some of the things. We'll implement better programs. We reorganize the entire city government so that it's much more transparent. The communications across departments much greater. And we want to make sure that we continue to do that. And we want to look to improve services where we can while still not overtaxing the residents. And that's a challenge that any mayor in the state of Connecticut faces, because it's not easy to just throw out taxes and say, okay, you're living on a fixed income, Social Security, husband and wife, maybe $20,000, $25,000 a year, but your taxes are going to go up $500 a year. That's forcing them to make decisions that they're not ready to make. And my philosophy is, I want to make sure that we do not force people out of their homes, do not force people to move out of Norwalk, do not force people to move out of Connecticut. We're fortunate. People are moving into Norwalk right now, and our grand list is going up. But if we want to keep it that way, we have to be a city that's desirable for everybody to want to not only move into, but more importantly, to stay here. And that's been my philosophy from the very, very beginning. Fund the city departments, fund the Board of Education, but try to keep taxes as low as we possibly can. So,
Mr. Mayor, I would say I echo Jim's comments.